Hello, hello, and welcome to Dalston Radio Live. I'm going to be your host today. My name is Venom. I never introduced myself. But today we have three amazing artists from Ireland, from the Irish gospel scene. We have Crystal Dawn,
Hi.
we have Chris Kabs, and we have the one, the only, Gerry D. Make some noise, make some noise. What brings you all the way from Ireland today?
Gerry.
Yeah, so we are coming to the Premier Gospel Awards that are happening tonight in the O2 at the Indigo, if I'm saying it correctly.
Yeah, no.
We are here to just be a representation of what God is doing in the gospel music scene in Ireland. Like, it's crazy being here because, like, we all live in the same country. Yeah, this is the first time that we're all together, and it's for an opportunity to come together to glorify the Lord and be a part of what He is doing in the UK so that we can take it back to Ireland and hopefully birth something in the Irish scene, you know? So, yeah.
So when we're saying the Irish scene, we're talking about the Irish gospel scene. Tell us a bit about the Irish gospel scene. What does that look like? I guess being a Londoner, we have quite a tight knit music scene, even though the gospel scene is separate. We have quite a tight knit music scene because it's a tight knit place. There's a lot of people in a small amount of place. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of opportunity. So what is it like in Ireland as a musician first, and then as a gospel musician?
Yeah, so I can speak on behalf of the North. And these guys are down south. And so even between North and South, there's a massive divide. And there's like 2-3 hours between us, which is crazy. So I'm the only one kind of traveling from North to the awards tonight. There's not a gospel scene in Ireland right now. We, like, in the North at least, we have a fantastic music scene. I'm predominantly doing jazz. Again, the jazz scene's very small, but we're pushing through. Belfast as a city, really just want to hear Ed Sheeran, your regular pop tunes. Kind of getting them in to stare into any genre has been difficult. So anybody that's in hip hop, anybody that's in any alternative genre will have a struggle in Belfast. And gospel is no less of that, because it also comes with the Christian side element. So I feel like you have a second barrier to break with people. You're breaking a music genre, and then you're breaking a mindset genre to actually listen to the lyrics and enjoy it, especially when it comes from individuals that are passionate about what we're actually singing about, and that really shows. So in the North, we're really just working on pioneering that. I would say that's the same down south. But
I would say, because by the way, I'm Chris Kabs and I'm from Dublin. So as a producer, I would say the gospel scene is slowly growing, slowly but steady. Because let's say I work with both sides, mainstream, like I'm heavily involved, and I'm also now trying to invest in the gospel scene. So as far as quality, that's something that we are still trying to figure out how to make it, friendly, approachable, commercial. Because one thing about Christian artists is that they want to stay indoors, church. I'm from a big family, and I also understand how to capitalize without selling out, right? So that's kind of why I'm here. I create music. I've managed to get my sound and Netflix, ABC, Apple Movies and stuff like that. So now how can I transfer that same network to the gospel scene? So that's why I'm here today, to show that it is possible to be here and there without selling out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense indeed.
I agree. I think down south where I'm based in Cork, I don't think there's much of a gospel scene. I think it's pockets. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Ireland, I don't know if there's anyone else doing Christian spoken word. Like, I've been doing it for 12 years, and I think I've met maybe 2 people, and one of them was from the UK.
Who went over to Ireland?
Yeah, like I travel over to the UK quite a bit to support a lot of the hip hop scene over here in the Christian space and stuff. But I do think that I think it comes down to a lot of it's insecurity. Like, a lot of people as artists, people get very insecure, and people don't want to collab with someone in case when you collab with that person, they look better than you do on the track. And,
and now
so
you're
people are
dethroned
kind of
as
sketchy when it comes to that. Huh?
Is he doing that?
Yeah, so and so, like from my experience anyway. But I do think there is a shift, and I think part of that shift is us being here. to be honest. You know, like Belfast, Dublin, and Cork is representing the one room
Yeah.
under the name of the Lord God Almighty Himself. You know,
So this is
who knows what may come from that.
something that I did want to touch on, which is like geography and Ireland and what that means from your perspective. Because being a Londoner, and I mean, I'm so like so stereotypically minded, so uninvolved in the detail and the minutia. What does Northern Ireland mean to Ireland? What does Christianity mean in the face of Catholicism? Like, what is that a thing? Is it not a thing? Like, what does that mean? Because to my brain, when I'm hearing Christian gospel, I'm like, is that an intentional not saying Catholic because that means something different, or you know, so that just so that I can understand and not to load it, but you know, I'm a Londoner, so like,
it is a loaded question.
Yeah, I'm just
no
trying
matter
to.
what way you word it.
Cool. I'm just trying to understand, you know, I'm not overlook these things or skirt them under.
So I think we're all from the thought process is that it's our personal relationship with God. And so that's the way I would always advertise, you know, our Christian music, just because if you use any other term in Ireland specifically, you get involved in a lot of politics. So there is still things with Protestant Catholic. There's still things with borders. And it doesn't come from the younger generation. But I think because the older generation had this divide, we're still like, I mean, just in music in general, make like a jazz artist going down to perform down south is just, it just doesn't, like the connect, we're slowly rebuilding that border of just like free flow art.
Yeah.
You know, but that's came from a generation of hurts and grief far behind. So it's our generation starting to pioneer that, but it really is still
something.
Yeah, it's still just being pioneered, you know.
She's right. So now, from my perspective, see, I'm a troublemaker. See, when I see something that works well for too long, I get bored.
Yeah.
Right? So I understand that most religious people, they love to play safe. But also when you play safe, that's all you know for years. So long story short, I left church 20 years ago. Long story short, I decided to leave church and really go find out what's like over there. Mainstream, secular, I went all the way. I went all the way. I mean, it was cool. So the energy was weird sometimes. So now I've also learned so much. The business side of it, how they make money, how they capitalize off everything. And then when I came back from over there, I'm like, y'all still have the same argument about people's intention about if you're fake, you're real. When over there, they are collaborating, they are making a lot of millions because they understand that, you know what, like I may not agree with your belief, but here's the business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I may not agree with your way of seeing life, but here is, you know, a product.
Yeah.
Why can't we do it? Let's say if I believe in let's say I believe in, I don't know, XYZ, right? And then you believe in XYZ. But the intention still should be about preaching the gospel one way or the other. So like, I might be, I don't know, weird. But if my belief is based on bringing souls to Christ, you know what I'm saying? If the foundation is the same, that should be the focus.
Yeah.
But now the thing is, we are fighting over who's real, who's fake, who's real. That's so 1996, you know, and that's my perspective.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think in the UK, the Christianity is a huge thing. Everyone is aware of it, the gospel music scene, right? But I think in Ireland, we are at the early stages, so we're very evangelistic.
Okay.
Like in Ireland, people know about religion, they don't know Jesus. They can recite you the Hail Mary, the Our Father, the Glory Be, but it hasn't hit their heart. It's only hit their head vaguely for the sake of a Mass. Like they go to Mass, their favorite time of Mass is when they get the Holy Communion because that means the service is almost over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm at the stage like where I've been doing this for 12 years and I'm very unapologetic where I'll tell you Jesus is the way, sin is sin. Jesus is gone to heaven, but he's coming back one day to take us home. And if you don't know him, it talks about if you're not born again, you're not going to heaven to be with Jesus. And that may sound a bit of a dirty word, but it's the truth. I'm going to stand before Jesus one day and I look forward to hearing those words, well done, good and faithful servant. So no matter what stage, opportunity, I've had opportunities to go into a prison in France this summer and preach through an interpreter, and they gave me a list of things that I could say, that I couldn't say, but I was unapologetic about who Jesus was. And if that means I don't get invited back, that's fine. But I'm not going to be a false representation of the God who saved my life 12 years ago. And I think that's what it is. I think Christians are rising up in the creative space. I think that's what it comes down to in a variety of genres. No one is unapologetic, whereas before everyone's like, yeah, I'm a Christian, I go to church on Sunday. I'm like, no, bro, I'll go to church on Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, and if the pastor needs me to do something on Monday or Tuesday, he can text me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's a huge part of my life. And I love that we're just at that space now where the atmosphere has shifted, especially with a lot of stuff that's happening on the news lately, obviously with Charlie Kirk and that. There's such a hunger. People are rising up now, and people are like, I'm seeing on Twitter that last week there's like 14 or 15 people I've seen who just got a Bible for the first time, got saved, and they're discovering the truth of God's word for themselves. There's a radical shift happening because people realize that living for the weekend is getting a little bit boring.
Yeah.
The clubbing scene is getting boring.
The clubbing scene is taking a very big hit.
The girlfriend, boyfriend after boyfriend is getting boring. There's a life to be had in God, and when you try to find that life outside of Him, you end up exhausted, depressed, confused, frustrated in every way, shape, and form. And that's my sermon over.
So I like that you called it sermon, because I was going to say, can you guess which one is the spoken word artist? but right. But then, what is your path? Like, what was your path into this life of gospel? How did you become, I guess, a secular person, or someone who did spoken word in a different capacity, or expressed art in a different capacity? How did you get into making gospel music, or for you though, or creating poetry or spoken word art in this vein?
Yeah, well, I discovered creative writing through English class in school. I am probably the only person I know in my circle of influence who loves poetry. I don't just like it, I study it. I want to know why the author wrote in such a way and the creative elements of it. And that gave me a voice. It gave me an ability prior to knowing Jesus to be able to convey the heartbreaks, the questions I had in my mind. And then that naturally gravitated towards, when I became a Christian, my life began to revolve around Jesus. So everything I was writing about was a reflection of what He was doing in my life. And it was during that time I got introduced to battle rap. So my style of spoken word is, sometimes spoken word can be very vague, so poetic that people are kind of going, what is he saying? I like to have punchlines, metaphors, pauses, interactions with the crowd, because I want people to see that it's fun, it's interactive, it can be impactful.
Yeah.
And that's how I've done it. I write in such a way where people will remember maybe the bars or the pauses, kind of go, how do you remember that? Well, I write in such a way that I can, yeah.
I think my guy, man, come on now. Nah, come on, man. Like, I mean, I respect that, bro. I really do. I think for me, it's more like, first of all, I'm a PK.
You're a PK?
PK, yeah.
What's it? Okay. See the lingo there. See the slang.
You know what I'm saying? PK.
Man don't know.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a PK.
Man don't know. You see, I'm not from the scene, so like, say what?
So
what's a PK?
So for me,
affiliated.
Affiliates, I'm playing. Nah, for me, it's a bit different. I grew up in a home with full of siblings, 7 sisters, and my mom is a choir leader. My dad is a pastor, and like all I knew was God, Jesus, don't sing, play music. So like I've learned how to play music in church, and that's all I knew all my life. Up until one day I woke up and say, it must be more outside. You can't tell me my life is only involved wake up, go to school, come home, lunch, church, and then that's it. So one day I became a rebel. I just stood up and said, "Nah, let me go and find out and see what's up over there." And I actually went. Went all the way. Like I told you. Long story short, the only thing that I discovered on the other side was it's so easy to become successful. But then the one thing that you will never get is peace. So peace was lacking, bro. The more you search for it, the more you get more depressed and depressed, because like what I thought was, like once I get this, I'll be happy. Then I got this. I got the cars, got the girls, got the fame, respect. Chris, but then I go home, I'm like, You know, so long story short, just like last year, bro, I had this big event, sold out venue. I'm on stage performing in front of a big crowd, and I'm hearing a voice. And that voice was speaking just like me. It was like, man, you know you're feeding these kids poison, bro. You know, like I'm hearing that voice was speaking just like me, stuttering and just, like the way I speak.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing is wrong. And I'm performing and I'm hearing that. So now I got mad confused. So I just knew what to do. That was God speaking to me. And then furthermore, one time I had this artist show, and then I heard the Lord telling me that you don't belong here. You don't belong here. You don't belong. If you keep going forward, I'm going to punish you. That's a big event. I'm peaking. I'm going up. I'm doing great. But God's telling me that you don't belong here. So again, I mean, that's a long story short. So that's how I came back. And I'm here. I'm trying to figure out what's next for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm actually, I'm still trying to figure out what God wants to do with my existence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're here. Talent, I got it. Skills, I got it. But what is God's purpose with me at this point?
It's being unraveled.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Wow. Because I'm just getting to know these guys while we interview.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow.
If you want to take over with the questions, feel free. You know what I mean?
I'm also a PK.
Affiliated. See, you didn't even know you're the same
And I am
gang.
passionately after PKs. Like,
Yeah.
if I meet a PK, especially if they're a musician and they are not working, living with the Lord, I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
Because I've been worship leading for like 10 years. It's a hard grind. And if I had every one of you in the place that you're meant to be serving, I wouldn't be so tired.
Right. Okay.
Because I think PKs, yeah, they have a real knowledge and a real giftings just because they were put in a position that a lot of kids that you get extreme opportunities, especially in music and public speaking and working with so many different cultures and communities. So it's a rare gift set that the devil's totally after to destroy.
Yeah.
And you get involved in music, and he he was Lucifer.
It's his playground.
He loves his music, so he's ready to steal it. And I think everyone can have a testimony to that, whether they're PK or not, and you're doing art, the temptation because of how quick success is on the other side. It's just so easy to flip over there. And I haven't, again, like Northern Ireland is a small scene. I've been professionally singing now for, I'm 26. I started when I was 18 professionally singing, so 8 years. But it was only last year, the year before, when I was like, Lord, I'm only going to write if it's for you, write music for you, because we know the grind of getting out music. I mean, it's rough, and then the content, now you have TikTok and Instagram and all these things to keep up with. And if it didn't naturally flow out of my passion, what's the point? If you're not writing for your passion, singing for your passion. And when I sat down, did I want to write love songs? Did I want to write about breakups? My sole passion was worship.
Okay.
That's where music started. So that's the journey I've just started, that we're all on, is letting the passion for the Lord flow through our creative form,
Okay. Speaking of your music, is it all right if we play one of your tunes? Do you want to introduce?
Yeah, so you can play a bit of Home. So Home was released about 2-3 weeks ago. It's literally just on me and a very close friend. We just did it in a studio in Belfast, and I fought to keep it simple, which was hard with the producer. I was like, stop adding things. Don't do anything with the bass. Don't put anything. And we just played it both ourselves, because the message of it is peace, is returning to God's heart and plan for you. So it's that song, returning home to the Father.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I'm slowing down in your presence, slowing down to your heartbeat. My mind's been racing all night long. I'm changing tempo to your hands. I'm trusting your hand. My mind's been dancing all night long, and I'm coming home to you. Oh, I'm coming home to you. Oh, I'm coming home to you. Oh, Jesus, I'm coming home to you. Jesus, to you. Jesus, to you. Where would I be? Where would I be? Where would I be without your love? Where would I be? Where would I be? Where would I be without your love? Where would I be? Where would I be? Where would I be without your love? Without your love, without your love, without your love. Where would I be? Where would I be? Where would I be without your love? Where would I be? Where would I be? Where would I be without your love? Where would I be? Where would I be? Where would I be without your love? Without your love, without your love, without your love. Hey, I'm coming home, 'cause you say I'm yours.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very beautiful. Super it creates a environment.
I wanted it warm.
vibe.
I wanted that kind of warm,
It
cozy.
held the room and just it was like a light hug. Yeah. Whilst it was
Yeah.
what was your thought process in like the creation? I know you said you was trying to keep it stripped back, the producer's trying to add, you're trying to
Yeah, honestly, I haven't really taken, like, I haven't even really done well with publicizing the song, because I'm like, oh, it doesn't have all the things that all the other songs. Like, I'm just out of the studio there with an amazing producer back home, and created 2 amazing tracks that sound nothing like this and have all the things. But my dad keeps calling me. He's like, it's a really good song. It's a really good, that song's a really good song, because it has nothing, because it just, I think then you have to rely on the message and the feeling of the song, because you can't listen to the groovy bass line and all the other things that make an amazing song.
yeah.
You just have to just zone in on what the message is, and that was the whole point, you know.
Well, I really appreciated it. And I think you should promote it more because it has all the things it's supposed to have. There are songs that have the groovy bass line and they're supposed to do that. But everybody wants to feel and experience everything. And the groovy bass line isn't everything.
That's it.
So push the tune.
Thanks.
Take other people home. See what I did there?
Hey, mic drop.
So
Man's getting deep.
you get me. So, we have a music producer. We also have a spoken word artist. Do you have anything that you're able to share? A little freestyle, a little piece that you already know and have
All
done,
right, so
and then
before you freestyle, because he really freestyles. I mean, right now my catalog is very, it's not gospel, but it's pure uplifting music. But obviously, since we are on a Christian settings. I don't think that y'all want to. I mean, you could play if you want to, but it's very uplifting. I got a track with a guy called I forgot his name. That's bad.
Hey, you
But
look,
the
you look
song
this way.
But the song called Tomorrow anyway. Yeah, but as a producer right now, I'm actually seeking to work with more Christian artists just to get my new gospel portfolio. And like I said, my aim this year, and I would say forever, is to uplift God through my talent, through my business, because I feel like I came to a stage where I feel comfortable saying that I love the Lord, and that's my priority. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to prioritize that first, and then whatever comes after that, it gotta be aligned with my beliefs and my conscience. So that's kind of where I'm at right now in my life.
Okay.
Yeah, I can share a spoken word piece. As a spoken word artist, I feel like I'm able to speak into culture, and I take that as a Christian very seriously, which means I enjoy the challenge of taking the hard hitting topics, the elephants in the room that everyone knows about but no one talks about, and talk about them in such a way where everyone talks about what we've got a problem with, but I can actually present the solution, which is, was, and always will be Jesus, no matter what I'm talking about. So I want to share one on the topic of suicide. And yeah, people ask me all the time. Sorry.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning. My bad.
It's all good.
Let's go.
We're keeping it deep right here.
People ask me all the time, Gerry, why are you so passionate about hope? Because I'm tired of seeing my friends and people kill themselves with a rope. You see, truthfully, I know the hopelessness is such a sad feeling. It traps you inside and you lose faith in believing that your life is worth more than you think. That's why people turn to stuff like drugs and drink, to block out or even to numb the self-shame. Because to certain people, you'll always be nothing more than a simple name. You ever get that news that deeply grips your heart? The type of news that makes your emotions want to fall apart? You see, you refuse to listen to what you've just heard, but really you're thinking, God, I know you're there, but how could this have even occurred? You see, I remember that phone call so plainly. Those words I heard, they absolutely devastated me. You know, it's painful hearing that your best friend has successfully ended their life. It makes you think about the hidden battles and the unknown strife. And then all the questions go racing through your head. Was I a good friend? Maybe if I said something, he wouldn't be dead. Hey, can I be honest? As a man, I've cried numerous tears because I've lost 4 of my friends to suicide in the last 6 years. See, in our society, suicide seems to be so prevalent. We need to rise up and be honest with each other if we're to be irrelevant. How does a 6-year-old know how to plan their own death? By jumping out of a cot with a belt tightly gripped around their neck. You see, I'm baffled at how a 6-year-old could be so troubled and without hope. And how do they know what to do with even a belt or a rope? Mark Zuckerberg, I'm sorry, but you should rebrand Facebook to be what it is, just a fake book, where we post our best pics for the most likes, but meanwhile behind that screen we're dealing with deep issues inside. Is there a solution to this massive issue of suicide? I believe it's in Jesus Christ, who 2,000 years ago was publicly crucified. See, he's the high priest who sympathizes with all our weaknesses. God in the person of Jesus entered our sufferings, difficulties, and disappointments. Don't you see how deep this is? See, I get it. The struggle is real, so what's the antidote? It ain't the drink, it ain't the dope, it ain't the gun, it ain't the rope. It's actually Christ, the one who rose, the risen Christ, was, is, and always will be our only hope. Thank you.
Jeez. Yeah. Bars. Okay. Can I have a second? Yeah. Yeah. Very interesting. I do like when people speak on taboo subjects.
Sure.
And that's definitely like one of those subjects that's a very hard hitting, it's tough, but that is a very powerful piece. I'm sure you've received a lot of positive feedback on that piece, as well as, it may be triggering because it is what it is. But wow, okay, cool. I'm still digesting. Yeah.
All good.
All right. So we're here. We're in London. We've got the Gospel Awards. We're all in attendance.
Yes, sir.
Are we nominated for anything?
Not this year. No.
You know,
No.
I'm not no man for sure.
Okay.
Yo, we're just privileged to be here. Like,
Okay.
we are the gospel Ireland scene right here.
Right in
Like,
the
it's-
building. In the building.
Honestly, like for us, like it really is just such a slow growth back home now. We're really pushing through it, and this is a part of it. But for us, just being able to network, meet even people from the same country doing the same thing, have this conversation, like it's massive. Like, not saying I definitely think there's going to be tons of artists arriving from Ireland that are going to be nominated for awards, and really I believe that scene's just going to skyrocket, especially as people just pioneer not being scared, as Jerry said before. But just being here is,
I think it's a good step forward. We are taking the risk here. We are the one going literally up to the mountain and say, "Hey guys, let's go over there," right? So we are here. We're here to literally to let them know that we're not scared, we're not shy, we are willing to go further. We're here to collaborate with some new artists,
Yeah.
gospel artists and whatnot, and we open. So don't look at us as this closed-minded, insecure Christian because I'm a Christian. No, I'm a God lover, but I'm also a human being who have blood and flesh and emotions. But I chose to follow Christ. So that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? So I've got peace in the Lord. I have just a peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
like, believe me, if I tell you I used to deal with anxiety, like I had everything except peace. So for me to come back home and say no to a lot of deals, whatever you want to call it, it's that's God. You
Yeah.
know. So today I came here with a new energy, with a new intention. Not just to show off that I'm here. Look at me. It's more like, look what God has done through. I mean, through my journey. Look how God changed me, basically. And I'm still changing. By the way, I'm not there yet.
Yeah. I mean, but what is there? It's change is always
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
change is constant.
Not because like a lot of people think that when you are a Christian, you're supposed to get things figured out. No, I'm still trying to figure out even about my life, about my mental health, about my everything. So it's a process.
Yeah, I think we've won by simply attending tonight, and I don't mean that in a self-righteous way. Like, yeah, bro. Like I was talking to Crystal about this about 2 weeks ago. How, like, I've done this for 12 years on my own. Like I don't have big labels behind me or people to kind of help me. I had to learn through failure, learn
Yeah.
through my own disappointments, my own lack of not thinking this is going to do well or so on and so forth. So like for me now to be here tonight, like I literally get to see Getz perform tonight, DC3, who I told you
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
show,
Yeah. Yeah.
and just be here as a representation of what God is doing in the gospel music scene in Ireland. I consider that the highest honor. Like when I was getting on the plane this morning, like I've literally slept about 10 hours in the last 3 days, right, altogether.
Yeah.
But I was so overjoyed in my heart, like I get to represent the country that God has placed me in a country that has blessed my life in so many ways. And I can't wait. I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but I'm looking forward to just being there and
Yeah.
enjoying the celebration. There's no competition.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
all running individual races, but there's a collective purpose. I'm not competing with Chris, Lorena. I'm really not. Like, even if they did spoken word, I'm not competing with you. I'm trying to win souls for Jesus. That's my mission. And if that means that you get to a certain level of success where you get to, like, I've been on a tour all year this year, and it's been the best year of my life. 12 years into this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm at a stage now where I've got a couple of people who are behind the scenes, so I'm just helping. They're literally trying to start their creative journey. I'm like, okay, release that book, release the podcast. How are you supposed to release 10 albums if you don't release the first 9?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to put in the grind, to trust God. I heard a quote, and it's work as if it depends all on you, but rest knowing it all has always depended on Him. And that's what it is. It's worship. Creativity is worship. No matter what it is.
That's a good one.
Creative. That's how I feel. So I'm just ecstatic. I don't have words because until I get there later on tonight and I see everyone, I'm like, oh, bro, this is huge. Like,
Yeah,
this
it's gonna.
is
I mean, it's
surreal.
gonna be a really big deal because, like, the O2. No. I mean, I didn't know about it until you guys emailed about coming to London, etc. And then I reached out to the person that I wanted, and they're going there too. Like, everyone's going there, but that was the first I'd heard, and I was like, okay, interesting. and it's going to be a spectacle because have you guys been to the O2 before? No? So then that's going to be a spectacle because of the architecture. Like it obviously was the Millennium Dome. It's a huge construct, and like there isn't another building similar. So it's just going to be like that. Then the crowds of people, then the interior design, and like it's just going to be blow after blow, and then seeing the stars, it will be an amazing event. But I guess this is feeling very much like a catalyst. Like you guys being here is feeling like a catalyst because I didn't know that you hadn't met each other. So like a lot will come of just meeting each other. But what is next specifically for Ireland in this? Like you've come, you've met each other. What do you take away? What do you do that, because I almost feel as well like the relationship maybe between Ireland and England seems or feels similar to the relationship between England and America, where like the smaller one looks at the bigger one like the bigger one is doing something special, but like people from the bigger one are like, we're not doing anything, if you know what I mean?
I mean, it's kind of like, I grew up there in Dublin. We're not going to give up, right? We're not going to give up on Ireland and go to the UK because you guys got things going on. Because usually what we do is, let me go to the US, let me ship over there because they got, so we want to be the first. Okay, we may not get the full, what's the word? I mean, we may not get like all the credits that we deserve today, but for sure in the next 5, 6, 10 years, Ireland, gospel music in Ireland and North will be something. So that's why we're here to cultivate. So currently we are cultivating. We are basically taking risk, investing our time, money, intellect, so that one day music in Ireland can also become like here, like in the US. That's really why we're here. We're here to learn. We're here to observe how y'all do it, so that we can learn from y'all and bring it back home and see how we can do better. Again, expansion and better quality. Work. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, like we had CC Winans come to us in Belfast this year. We also had Elevation Rhythm. So some people are coming to Belfast, and I think that speaks for itself. I think there are a lot of people like us, like others, that are really saying, look, there is a crowd here for you. Like there are things starting to change, and there's another big artist. There's a couple actually coming this year, and hopefully some support slots that I'll be in and stuff. And that's all coming from Gospel Music Ireland, that we all work closely with Godfrey. So I think that what's going to progress from here is connections. Me knowing a Christian producer for me is massive. Because,
this is what I'm.
It's like I always want to use a Christian producer, Christian musicians. I just can't find them.
Yeah.
I would love to use my. They are hard to find. Like even using my worship team, like they're younger and I'm training up that generation, but they're not people I'm able to bring to a concert just yet, and a lot of them are below 18 and
right.
So where other church teams have been able to maybe use musicians on their team and stuff, I'm having to outsource.
Yeah.
And it's because people won't actually proclaim on socials they're Christian. I don't even know you're Christian. I can't even collab with you.
So then how do you find them?
You don't tell me.
Yeah.
So I've started to be really proactive just recently on my socials, like this is me. And I watch my following list just to see like when I put a Christian post, how many followers I lose and how many I gain. Thankfully it's on the gain side. But I do lose some because like I've even had people recently say to me, but you're hypocritical, like your life this, because they've watched me over years and they've seen times when I've not been in it, when I've not been it's but it's fair. I was like fair. And so I think that is the risk of like even coming onto this and podcasting, giving yourself that term, I'm a Christian musician. It's going to come with both sides. Yes, we're going to pioneer something, I believe, in Ireland and be united on both fronts. But you're also bringing you're bringing a lot of eyes to you because you're now declaring that you live your life a certain way and we are all human and it's not always the perfect straight and narrow. So I think for all of us, it's going to be navigating that process. But I think when you have people that you can call upon that now, like I had brought Gerry up to our youth in Belfast. I had met him in this tiny church in the middle of the country, way down south. I was raging. I'd driven the whole way down there. I just finished a nursing shift. I drove the whole way down to perform. I was raging. Met Godfrey, which is why I'm here, met Gerry, and I brought him up then months later to perform at our church, and he just blew our youth away because they were like, wow, there's a guy out there that's on fire for Jesus, and he's from Ireland.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really mattered that
It does.
that we weren't bringing someone in from London and America. Like the fact that people could see there was art and creativity and a passion coming from their own home
Yeah,
cities was massive.
it
you know?
really is. It really, really is. And I think it's going to be interesting to see the trajectory of the three of your journeys after this kind of meeting, because I think one, the connections and what they do, the inspiration from here and what that does, and the visibility, because it's all good having being inspired, but we are still creatures of desire, or there is a level of commerce that comes with being appreciated and that inspiring you to do more. And when you're able to see that people are able to see you,
Yeah.
that's also going to activate you a bit more. Because if you feel like you're speaking to a brick wall or speaking to a reduced crowd, it becomes more difficult.
No, that's like honestly, only a few weeks ago, I was just like, right, I'll just give up music, only because I was watching so many artists back home playing all these big festivals and like big festivals to Belfast, you know. And I was like, there's no genre for Christian music or gospel. How will I ever play in these venues, you know, or ever get to show my music, because there's nothing set up for that, you know? So it was so disheartening. But yeah, coming over here and seeing this is what could be, it ignites you to work harder when you go back home, because you're like, I don't even have to think about that stage. I can think above it, you know? So.
And you'll get there.
And also, you gotta understand that 20, maybe 30 years ago, gospel music in the U.S., it was also something very small and isolated. But they had to fight through. They had to literally, kick them doors down. And now we have BT Gospel Awards. We have Grammy winning. Right now, I'm actually working with one Grammy winning artist right now from the States. That's a gospel artist. I reached out. We're currently working, Grammy winning. So if I can do that, imagine when the announcement will be announced, Chris Gab produced this artist from the US, Grammy winning artist, that will bring lights to art. I mean, to what? To us. So somebody, we have to just keep going, push through, do not compete. Saying like our time will come, our time is here. We just need to trust the process and trust the Lord who sent us here. That's how I look at it. Like, I have no stress. I don't even care what's going on. I'm here just to observe and how much can I bring home and teach our people and invest. It is also intellect as well. I'm saying, it's, obviously the Holy Spirit will do his thing, but we also need to move with the brain. Like, okay, so how can we make this a thing back home? That's really why I'm here. I'm here to just say, okay, how much can I create with this back home? That's all.
I mean, you're even getting me excited. I'm thinking like, oh, is there like, what do we need to do? Do we need to put on the event? I've never been to Ireland. I feel so guilty in that I've never been there. And I have so many friends obviously over here that are Irish. And now I'm like, yeah, it's you guys are calling me to the island somewhat, but more so than that, from this conversation, I also want to go there and see what has come of this, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm now thinking, oh yeah, there's connections, there's this, and like also taking things back, because a lot of the time the inspiration, again, it feels one way. Like, my perspective of Ireland is that anything good from Ireland needs to come and meet me here. But I feel like if I was from Ireland, I'd be like, you lot need to come here, and I've never felt anyone pulling me there, if you know what I mean. So definitely do that, because London is very, or not London, but England, it's a very lazy place, not to the degree of America, but it's that mindset of like, you're one of our states out there. So
You want to what?
you're one of our states. Like, how America's got, New York is here and this is there, and everything is everywhere, but they don't need to leave the country because everything. So in that sense, I think if I'm very honest, that's how I feel about Ireland. Same as Wales. I've been to Scotland once. I've been to Wales once. I've been further afield. So
You know what?
no. I'm just explaining that there are other places that are on this land. Like at least you're separated by water. There's other places that are still connected by land that I've been to, also not been to or been to once or whatever. So I think there's a power in what you're doing and connecting here, but I think there's even more of a power in telling people that they need to go and meet you where you're at because you've got your own scene and you need to I think that will be a part of the evolution of it as well.
Of course. But we're not. I'm not worried about nothing. I'm actually. I don't know what I feel. I think for me, the fact that I was over there for like 20 years, dealing with the mainstream people, like I have this rage in my heart. I'm like, man, it's like the devil been using me for 19 years doing all this. I'm pissed. So now I'm here now with the passion and rage to do it better, to give back to God. I'm talking like my talent, my time, my energy, my sweat and tear. Okay, I'm grateful. I've made some money. I'm not gonna lie to you. But my peace though.
Yeah, no. But
thing.
you know what?
You know what I'm trying to tell you,
I can't let you. I can't let you.
How dare you get it, bro?
No, I can't let you finish that point. I explain why.
Tell me.
I feel like from at least our journey in this business, we have accepted that everything is for a reason.
Okay.
And the revelation that you've come to, you don't come to without 19 years over there. Like you don't come to the passion, you don't come to the energy. None of that happens without being 19 years over there. So whilst you feel like it may have been 19 years wasted or 19 years working for the enemy, it's not, because everything is intentional anyway. Everything is how it's meant to be. But also, without those 19 years, you are no longer you who is sitting here.
Okay.
Because you have not had that experience.
Now that you say that, I see what you mean. No, actually I do. I'm humble to say, you know what, you're right, good point. But I'm still pissed. You know what I'm saying?
19 years is a long time to learn a lesson.
Listen.
Talking 24 hours by 19 years.
Listen, whatever is required. It's whatever is required.
No, obviously, okay. Obviously, I've learned a lot. The business side of it, the networking, the connections, dealing with the film producers and the sync placement, that yada, 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 putting all this on and sold out shows.
Money, the success, the platform.
But now, my rage is when I came back home to God's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I'm working with 6 new artists, all gospel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love them, but they have this insecurity in them. I'm like, why y'all like this? You know what? Let's make this song. Let's do some heavy, a Jersey Shore type of beat.
Yeah.
And then put God in it. Oh, boy, that's too sick. It's not secular. That's the beat. It's your words that matters. It's the message.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my church, your church gonna say what? Let's try this. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to really revive and show that like it's okay to love music, but put God first while doing it.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here. Because I'm tired when those people look at me like this insecure guy just because I love Jesus. No, I love Jesus, but I'm also Chris who loves living life with the Lord. And that's why I'm here. I love God. I love fashion too. And let's be honest about that. So let's be fair. We're here for one cause, but also we're here to show that we are normal people. We're not strange. We are real people with emotions.
Yeah. That's probably the biggest thing that needs to be demystified or dispelled is, and it's probably speaking to the point that you was talking about when you post about Christianity or your connection and seeing how many people you lose versus gain and the judgment associated with it, is because previously there has been this kind of saintly image associated with people who follow Christ. Whether that's been coming from the church or from media, wherever it may be, but that's definitely original association is that these people are not normal. They're super special, and they're above everyone else. And so normalizing Christians is probably the first step to actually growing the word and to making it more accessible. Is to be like, we are normal people like you. We're not these saints, and But yeah, this has been a very emotional and energizing conversation. But before you go, I definitely need you to remind everyone where they can find you, what it is you do, so that once they see this, if not now, they can follow you, they can keep up with your journeys, they can consume your art or buy your products and whatnot. So please.
Yeah, so I'm Crystal Dawn. It is my real name because people think it's a stage name where it kind of sounds like a witch. Definitely not. So Crystal Dawn, Christian music. Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram. It's Crystal Dawn Music. Spotify, it's Crystal Dawn. YouTube. On Facebook and TikTok, it's Crystal Dawn Official. So I only got TikTok last month. But a Great Is Thy Faithfulness jazz fusion version of it exploded. So that was amazing because I was like, wow, people love jazzy hymns, and I love jazz and I love Christian music. So that's just me. Like, it's just all about proclaiming God's name, but I love the genre jazz. So it's fusion those two together, and that's where you can find me.
Boom.
First of all, thank you so much for having us here. Appreciate
Very welcome.
your time. I mean, it goes a long way. Thank you. I appreciate. I'm Chris Kabs everywhere. ChriskAbs. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. There's this app called Clubhouse. It's an audio app. I'm
You remember
heavy on-
Clubhouse?
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm heavy on there. I do like 300 people per day just to talk about life and
Okay.
mental health, God, anything really. Chris Kabs on Clubhouse, Chris Kabs on Twitter, Facebook. Still working. Chris Kabs. Yeah, everywhere. Chris Kabs. Yeah, man. God bless you, man.
The Gerry Doyle, Gerry D music, whichever you want. YouTube, Instagram. I have a podcast called Hope Sessions, weekly radio show with UCB Ireland every Sunday from 9 to 12. I'm working on my third book, album number 15. Lot
Yes.
of stuff that's happening. If you're not following, make sure you hit us all with a follow, or else you're going to miss out what God's about to do in the gospel music scene in Ireland in the coming weeks, days, months, and years ahead. Stay tuned.
Boom. So I'm just gonna play us out with one more tune from Crystal Dawn. Which one should it be?
Rain Down is Fighting Temptations. Great Is Thy Faithfulness is Great Is Thy Faithfulness. Have you seen Fighting Temptations?
I have not.
Okay, do Great Is Thy Faithfulness.
Right, so introduce it really quick and then we'll
Okay, so this is Great Is Thy Faithfulness, and this is a live take. So it was it was done with my friends as a live take. So it's not perfect. It's not meant to be. But it's jazz version of Great Is Thy Faithfulness.
Great is thy faithfulness, oh God.